Good morning and welcome to our Hanamatsuri service this Sunday. My name is Charlene Nakamoto and I'll be your MC today. Hanamatsuri is a time to commemorate the birth of Gautama Buddha about 3,000 years ago, where he was born to a powerful ruling family and raised in the Shaka capital of Kaluvastu in Nepal. At a young age, he ran away from wealth to attain enlightenment. And today we're celebrating his birthday all throughout the Buddhist tradition. And we would like to start off by having the offerings of lighting of our candle, followed by our offering of flowers and manju or fruit. And we have our HANAMIDO, beautifully decorated HANAMIDO today. Thank you. Okay. We'll start off by lighting of our candle. We now have the entering of our minister, Reverend Marcos Salada. Please rise for his invocation.
Today, before the altar, Hanamido altar, with in charge the little Shakyamuni Buddha, we gather together to observe the Hanamatsuri celebration. It's a day of joy and a great significance for all Buddhists. We call the observance of Hanamatsuri, which means a flower festival, the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha. He was born in India on April 8, about 3,000 years ago. At that time, the earth was said to have shaken in 6 directions: north, south, east, west, up and down. Flowers blossomed everywhere. Devas or gods filled the air with music. Heavenly beings scattered flowers from the sky. The newborn infant Buddha immediately stood up and then took 7 steps to the north. Then he pointed his right hand to the heavens above and pointed his left hand to the earth below him. With the voice of the lion, he spoke the following words: "In the heavens above and the earth below, I alone will become the honored one." With each step that took, a lot of flowers blossomed under his feet. This is why we call it Hanamatsuri, or a flower festival. Today, we are as a Buddhist. We receive this opportunity from Hanamatsuri to realize the importance of learning from the Buddha Dharma and from the Buddhist masters who lived before us. We confirm our commitment to listen every more diligently to the teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha, putting into the practice those lessons in our daily life. Respectfully, Gasho, I remain Kaneohe on April 10, 2022, Shakudine. I ask your hands together in Gasho. Namo Amidabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu, Namo Amidabutsu.
Please remain standing and turn to page 46 in your service book for Vandana T. Sarana. Page 46.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Only to be exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you. You may be seated. We'll now have the chanting of TANBUTSUGE, and that's found on page 57 to 60. We'll be offering incense and doing our tea presentation during the chanting.
Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. O Genki Ichimu Gokunyo Senyo Uyo Tosha Nichigatsu Mani Shuko Enyo Kaishitsu Onpei Yunyaku Jumoku Nyorai-yone Shoko Enyo Shosemuri Shogaku Daiyon
Shushoke Jintai Zenmei Shirobu Okai Ujin Jin no Fugo Kai Mumyo Yono Seson Yomu Inno Shishi Jin Tokuya Kukun Kodai Chi E Jin Yo Omyo Iso Shindo Dai Sen Sangha Sabu Saisho Kado Shoji Ikugeda Kusejo Isai Nishoji Yose Samai Chie Icho Osei Toku Yoshida Keshiu Yakusen no Kuma Uyo Daisho Shunyo Boja Uyo Isai Shito Shobu Uyo Budo Kensho Bukya Inyo Boja Shobu Zekai Ubukake Bushu Setsudo Omyo Shusho Renshi Shoko Yose Shojin Ijin Namryo Yoga Sabu Kokudo Daichi Oshu Kinyo Dojo Chose Kokunyo Naiyon Imuto So Ato Aini Odai Sai Ikorai Shoshinei Shoujo Ikakoku Keraku Anno Obu Shinyo Zeda Nisho Otugan Oi Shoshoyo Jippo Seson Chie Muge Shoryo Shison Chiga Shinyo Keryo Shinchi Shokudo Kuchu Kagyo Shojin Ninju Nishi Udoku Yodo Seisai Doho Odaishin Ojo I Take refuge in the Buddha, your palms together in Asho. Meditation. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. We vow to give equally to all this mental truth, together to raise the mind of the body and the awakening to the realm of serenity and joy. Namanda. Namanda. Namanda.
We'll now have the reading of Four Noble Truths together with remarkals, and this is on page 134 in your service book.
Please, I ask your hands. I'm gonna show first, before I start. Master Ino remind us how listen to the heart. First, you have to listen as this is the very first time. Two, you should listen as this message is for you alone. And the three, you should listen as this is the last time you will ever do so in your life. Amen. Please read at me the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths. 1. The first noble truth. All beings are subject to suffering. No one escapes. Suffering is universal. Second noble truth. The cause of suffering is ignorance. Moreover, the ignorance of oneself is the greatest ignorance. 3. The third noble truth. Ignorance, the cause of suffering, can be overcome. 4. The fourth noble truth. The way to overcome ignorance is the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path. 1. Right view. 2. Right thought. 3. Right speed. 4. Right conduct. 5. Right livelihood. 6. Right effort. 7. Right mindfulness. 8. Right meditation. Namanda. Good morning, everyone. Happy birthday, happy Shakyamuni Buddha, happy Gautama Siddhartha. As a human, we can say like Shakyamuni used to say, human desires are endless. It's like the thirst of a person who drinks salt water. One gets no satisfaction, and one's thirst is only increased. This is Buddha's word, like ours, desires is like that. Today, Hanamatsuri has a really important meaning, really important because for all Buddhists around the world, is we can say without Shakyamuni Buddha, we couldn't stay here right now to appreciate these teachings. In February, I went to Brazil. I met my mother after almost 3 years since my father passed away. My mother is really a wise woman. She is a minister, a former minister, a retired minister. She's 92 years old, going to 92 years old. She lives alone. She can do almost everything in her daily life. But this feeling of every people have like we are going to die. She cannot deny. I cannot deny. Every place I went to there in Brazil, in certain way, I go out. There is something about this corona, and the other side I was war. About every place I see that weird that people asking for food, for money, and in my mom age, she cannot do like 3 years ago some things, but yeah, this is the most important question Shakyamuni brought to us to rethink about where I came from, where I'm going. This is the question we really don't know how to respond. But Shakyamuni Buddha brought the perspective for us to rethink this crucial point. Yeah, we think if we do a lot of things like go a high education, like get money, or in hand a real active social activity, but in the end, all things this will going to be melted, and we cannot hold them. This is Shakyamuni means we come back for the same crucial question: where I came from, where I'm going, and they all remind us the most important question we have but we never want to touch is death. Death, when we remind the death, is something we look at something very negative. But Shakyamuni Buddha brought the perspective of, we call it Samsara. Samsara is a cycle of life and death. Life and death. You expect doing good things and you can be born or in a better place. This is the concept of transmigration or reincarnation. You do good deeds, you go to the church, come to the temple, you do donation, you work hard, you study, and you expect to get a better place. But we are not sure. Yeah, only this is our extension of our desires. Yeah, extension of our desires is based in the three poisons. The three poisons is desire, ignorance, and hatred. Yeah, this is make us. Is said when Shakyamuni Buddha he was born, he walked 7 steps to north, and he shouted. She did this word there. In Japanese and kanji, not Japanese, but tenjo, tenga, yuiga, dokson. I'm alone, am the word of honored one. I alone am the word honored one. In heaven and earth, only I am the noble one to be respected. Looks like something very, how to say, not arrogance, but the complement of these words is in the heaven and the earth only I am the noble one to be respected. I am I alone and the world honored one. I was born to remove human suffering. Dukkha. Dukkha is human suffering. Then we sometimes ago we read this life is suffering. The suffering has an origin. Yeah? And the cause of suffering can be understood. And overcome the suffering is nirvana. Then 7-step means samsara, or 6 steps. Now, the 6th step, the transmigration of the 6 realms. When we, as a human, we have the 6 realms, usually we have to pass to go to another better moment in it, when the cosmology in Indian religion and the philosophy says this 6th realm is a place when you go to transmigrate for a next stop, in accordance to what kind of thing you did, you go to the better place or worse place. The 6th realm is divided in, we can say, hell is the worst one. And the second is the called hungry ghost. Hungry ghost. The third is animal. And the fourth is Ashura, of fighting demons. The five is human realm. And the sixth, we can say, Diva, or heavenly realm. Realm in English. I read realm, but with realm. This, and the 7th step means you overcome this. What does mean the 6 steps is these 3 poisons working to us integrate in our secular world about our desire, ignorance, and hatred. The hell is the place of relish, is the place all things burn, nothing can understand you. You try to do things, no one understand each other, is burn, burn, burn. Is the worst place to stay. And the second is like a hunger ghost, is desire. You are like a demon, a big belly, you want more, you eat, never stop. And you want more. And the third one is, we call it animal. Animal is only, we like animal, instinct, yeah? Sexual instinct, eat instinct, like an animal, we are animal too. And the fourth is called fighting ghost, or fighting demons, like when you have these 3 poisons working, you have jealousy, you have competition, you have all things we can do to make problems. Yeah? And the 5th, we call it humans, is our realm. As a human, we have ethic, we have moral, we respect the people. Sometimes our desire, some place is fulfilled, but in some way is not fulfilled. Then this is what we say human. And the diva is the realm of, you get a position like a prince, like a queen. Your life is almost, you don't need this material life, you have a lot of things, you have beautiful partners, beautiful anyway, you have have respect, but all this means human attachment for desires. We cannot escape. This is called the samsara. And Shakyamuni Buddha, he realized that overcoming this sixth realm, we go to this enlightenment. Enlightenment means no suffering, no attachment. And this is what you say 7-step means. You are this chance to your birth in the Pure Land. But this is very, how to say, Shakyamuni Buddha. To overcome this, of course, in Buddhism we said we have to do respect some precepts. You have to do practices, and you have to follow the wisdom or be knowledge about something. But how we can do that? How we can do? We cannot escape from this samsara. We cannot escape from our passions. We cannot escape. Every time you expect, you never. And the Shakyamuni Buddha, he went for this deep concern. And the more he went there, he realized he wasn't there. The reality was absent of this self. We call it anatta. What do you think? What do you want? What do you believe? What do you do? Actually, is your reality, not the true reality. And each one lives in your own reality. This is that make us these problems we have of war, we have of misunderstanding, miscommunication. We think we are right and you are wrong, but you are wrong and I'm right. I'm right, you are right, but you are right and my right is different. And then this makes us in conflict. Then Shakyamuni Buddha, he understood that he was absent of there, and all things is made by relation, is dependent origination or dependent arising. What do you think about this minister here? I think it's different. Each one has an image of Reverend Marcus. And me too, I have one image of you, but what image you are thinking about yourself, and I think is different. Then we are all in each word. And crossing this, we get enlightenment. We get enlightenment. This is what Shakyamuni Buddha is the most important legacy, is this: you try to go for this important question, death. Death is the most important concern we have. If you solve the problem of death, I'm going to die, we can go to the nirvana. But you cannot solve this problem, because every time you think you're doing good things, you can get the place. This is only your mind. This is good or bad is in our mind. This is Shinran realized on taking this legacy from Shakyamuni Buddha. Shinran realized here not one person can be genuine, can be authentic. Because he realized he did all kind of practices, endeavors, study hard, Master Hone, all of this master, they realized they couldn't show inside of them. They are outside you are wise, you are beautiful, but inside is a shame. Then salvation isn't because we want, you don't want. It's like Shakyamuni realized, I did this, call it enlightenment, but if I try to tell to people, they won't be understanding this what this means. Then he decided to stay here and to try to spread these teachings. Then enlightenment is something that can be not enlightenment only for me, this is not enlightenment. This is only extension of the ego. This is what Shinran, Onen, Shandao, all masters, they realized about that. There is something more deep, call it, how can I can be saved? How? This is, they realize is to overcome the samsara. You have to overcome this self, but not your decision to overcome, because you cannot overcome. This is come from the wisdom to us, and this wisdom, because we only, when we live by concept, by word, by nouns, we create this ego. Since you created this ego until the last day of your life, you never abandon this ego. And you expect this ego, I expect it to go to the heaven, this is ego too. Yeah? No one assured. Then they realize it, that what we have is all things here now. Not projection for the future, not in the past, only here now. Ichine, what we have. And this is the best moment of your life. Yeah? This is not because you want, you don't want, instead of you cannot, instead you have a problem, you have different opinions, all go to this. When we came, go to the place where you're going is the same. Yeah? Is right now. Yeah? The true reality. It's not because I want, I don't want. And so this is what this kind of wisdom works in us, this Hongan Riki, the power of this truth working to be awakened. Then, if you don't die, how you can don't die? You don't have birth. Yeah. This Shakyamuni realized. He never to enlightenment. He is not birth, not death. He's overcome this called the cycle of life and death, this samsara. And the samsara is to overcome the 6 realms, our passions, on the transmigration, not because you were born, you are doctor, or you are important person in the social position, you are queen or king. Yeah, you cannot escape from the samsara, escape from this life and death. And the life and death only we come from the benevolence of the working of the Dharma. Work of the Dharma. And this is, you have to really interest in these teachings. Because what you say interest, but this is your interest too. Yeah? You cannot be like a genuine disinterest, because if the things doesn't go what I want, I come back again for this life and death, life and death, life and death. Then you don't need to try to escape from life and death because you cannot. Yeah? Only interest in this, to have this feeling to go to the Pure Land, to born in Pure Land, then these teachings come to you, working, and you and the teachings, you and the Dharma become melted and you come back, and you can encounter each other. How we can, because we have the only word, His word working for us. This word for us is called Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu is like a word like that. If you try to explain a little boy or a little girl that they are going to die because they have cancer and they feel pain and they feel very, how to say, sad because they cannot explain what happened there with them. But when they asked the father and mother, say, don't worry, I'm here, I'm here. Yeah? This is the word working, and they feel comfortable instead of they not understand the cancer, they not understand, but I'm here. This is Buddha's wisdom working. Yeah? This is what we have to listen in Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu doesn't work for you. Namo Amida Butsu, we are Namo Amida Butsu. We go to Namo Amida. This is the word, the calling of Buddha to you, go to the true reality, and you want to go to this true reality. And when you become this melted one, this is the most important legacy of Shakyamuni Buddha, to overcome our fantasy, if you overcome this life and death. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone to watching us in your hands together in Gasho. Thank you Shakyamuni Buddha who gave us these beautiful thoughts, beautiful teachings, and bring us the perspective to encounter the light of Amida Buddha with us. Shakyamuni Buddha is in front of Amida Buddha because Shinran's is like for Shinran's, Shakyamuni Buddha is reincarnation of Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha is a symbol, but the reincarnation means this is the Buddhas came back to us, because with Buddha you cannot abandon anyone. You have to stay with them. To stay with them, you have to come back as a human. And he came back as a human to us, in shape of wisdom and compassion. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Namandabu, 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 namandabu.
Thank you, Reverend Sawada. Does anyone have any sharing today regarding our Hanamatsuri service or my life as a Buddhist? Would anyone like to share anything? Okay, we'll now have the GATHA in Lumbini's garden, and that's in our song sheet handout. If you haven't gotten one, there's some up front.
In the entrance we have the
Please rise and we'll do the singing of GATHA in Lumbini's garden.
We got one. We got one.
Thank you. We'll all still remain rising and standing, and we'll have the GATHA Nembutsu on page 127 in your service book. GATHA Nembutsu on page 127.
Namu Amida. Namu Amida. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
Please be seated. This ends our Hanamatsuri service, celebrating Buddha's birthday. Thank you for joining us this Sunday. And are there any announcements? Okay. If not, I'd like to thank all the donations we received for the flowers, the flower arrangements, and also the Hanamido flowers. Stan Sato, Harriet Yamada, Dale Chalk, Taylor, Gladys Sakata, and also for putting all the flowers together and making this beautiful Hanamido so beautiful today. Harriet Yamada and Norma Sawada, thank you so much. So wonderful and bright, brightening up our temple. If you haven't had the opportunity to make your oshoko today and do your presentation of tea, we will have opportunity to do so also. A few other announcements. If you'd like to join us on our Contemplation Sutra Dharma Gathering with Dr. Reverend Haneda, we have him on a Zoom every Wednesday for the next 3 Wednesdays. So that's April 13th, 20th, and the 27th from 5:30 in the evening to about 7:30. We'll be on Zoom, so please let us know so we can send you that Zoom link. There is a $10 per class donation that's recommended for that. And it's a really wonderful time to learn more about the Buddhist teachings. On April 17th or the 24th, we have 17th and 24th is regular Sunday service. I guess the 24th we're going to have a live stream also at 9 o'clock. And April 16th and 30th, both Saturdays, we'd like to have everyone join in for our Bon Dance class, and we'll be led by Jean Crozier, and that starts at 10 o'clock here at the temple. That's April 16th and the 30th. Okay, any other announcements from anyone? Sensei, anything else? Okay, thank you again for joining us.